This is a way for government to be responsible to plan and prepare for the 2020 election.
But some, including the president, are not in favor of expanding vote-by-mail procedures that states are considering putting into place. President Trump has threatened to withhold federal funding from states, including Michigan, that have announced plans to make it easier for voters to apply to vote absentee. While the president says he doesn't want states to expand that process, Republicans at the Capitol say they're more concerned about how Illinois plans to do it. WCIA 3's Gabrielle Franklin has more from Springfield.
We don't want anyone to do mail-in ballots.
President Trump has threatened to block federal dollars from states looking to expand voting by mail ahead of the general election, citing security as his main concern.
If there's a reason for it, that's okay. If there's a reason, but if there's not, we don't want to take any chances with fraud in our elections.
Governor Pritzker says he wants Illinois to ramp up efforts to expand options for voters.
I think it's very important for people to get access to the ballot. The president doesn't want that. I do want people to get a ballot and to vote, and that's just an enormous, enormous ideological difference. I believe in democracy and the right to vote.
We hope to encourage people to vote by mail because it is safer and is a very effective way for people to be able to exercise their right to vote.
Senator Julie Morrison is sponsoring the bill that would require vote-by-mail applications to be sent to anyone in the state who's voted in the last 2 years.
The local election authorities will be the ones who actually are required to send the applications out. And the bill sets forth some requirements for communication of data periodically throughout the fall between the State Board of Elections and the Secretary of State. I think this is necessary to make sure that we are providing security for the election.
States around the nation are looking to make this change before November, but here in Illinois, lawmakers are wondering if the state's voting system can handle this sort of change, given problems that already existed before the pandemic hit.
It also comes on the heels of some really stark problems that we saw with the Secretary of State's office with automatic voter registration, which came out earlier this year. They have problems with that. How are we expecting them to have a larger role to play in our elections this fall? I think that's a huge mistake. I think most of this, the resources and the ability should go to our local election authorities and allow them to promote the current vote-by-mail system that we have, which is a pretty robust system.
Reporting in Springfield, I'm Gabrielle Franklin.
The measure passed the House Executive Committee this morning, and state representatives just passed that measure moments ago, with 73 members voting yes and 43 members voting no. The proposal would only apply to the 2020 general election in November. Supporters say making Election Day a state holiday would allow more schools to be utilized as polling places. The measures also lowered the age of election judges to 16. Lawmakers say they made that change after seeing older election judges opt out of the process to avoid COVID-19.